Well, my name is Corneliu Gherasim, and I'm a specialist in endodontics. Well, to begin with, it wasn't a very typical decision-making process because what happened initially when I was about 6 years old, I think, my dad took me to the dentist, and there I met this extraordinary person, which was obviously the local dentist. He was very charismatic, and um, it almost immediately became, I was fascinated with him, and he became almost like a role model to me, especially in my first years of clinical practice. So it was then and there that I sort of decided that I would like to become a dentist, which is quite unusual, but it kind of stuck with me. And then growing up, it became more of a rational decision because I realized at the time that it was very much aligned with my core values at the time and present. So therefore, I've went to dental school, from which I graduated in, I think, 2004, and then I practiced general dentistry for approximately 8 years, and I was doing restorative dentistry and root canal treatments at the same time. And it took me quite a very long time to realize that when I was doing root canal treatments, that was the part of the day where I felt most relaxed. And then gradually I started realizing that it was because I was enjoying what I was doing. So then I started doing more and more, as with everything else you do, the more you do it, the better you get at it. So then I became even more relaxed, and then it sort of turned into a passion or an area of interest. And it is also very important, I think, to mention that in my view, endodontics is a very good balance of all the areas of dentistry that I enjoyed the most, which is restorative, periodontics, and the surgical aspect of it. So it never felt like I've left general dentistry for endodontics, but it always felt like a natural progression, like the next step forward. Um, Also, the fact that I've worked for so many years as a general dentist, I've always seen that as an advantage because um, I've always been able to have I think, a good understanding of what the final aim of a treatment plan would be, and therefore I'd be in the fortunate position of being able to focus all my efforts and energy into helping the general dentist achieve that goal. I think when it's done properly, it is a very rapid and effective problem-solving focused area of dentistry, and I really enjoy the effectiveness of it. I've always been a strong supporter of the concept of informed consent. So as a result, I've always strived to present the information to the patient, like clinical findings, details about the treatment, alternative treatment options, in a very straightforward and easy to digest fashion. Because of this, I always use photos that I take during the initial consult, or I show similar cases that I've done in the past to the patient. And I would also use drawings. I would draw either on the radiographs or on the pictures, because I believe that if you present the information in a very visual way, this would have a bigger impact on the patient, and therefore it would be easier for them to remember. So to answer the question, I think that what they value most about me is my emphasis on trying to help them understand which treatment option would best suit their needs, and also what to expect from the procedure, during the procedure and after.